Breaking news. The terrorist groups seen in the area have committed a series of kidnappings. It is believed that one of their latest captives may possibly be the host of the Bryan Kay Show. We tried to reach out to a spokesman from the terrorist organization, but were never contacted back. It remains unknown if Bryan Kay is alive or dead.
Well. I find it funny that the funny man Bryan Kay suddenly has nothing to say. Does the cat not have your tongue?
It's just my interface has been fucked up and I haven't been able to record lately.
Why is he still alive? I am shocked that no one has ended his life.
I ask myself that question every day.
Please just let me blow his brains out now.
Oh, come on now. We both know that you'd be doing me a favor.
Did you think that we were just going to stand there letting you spew your fifth?
We all have had enough of you, fuck it.
That we had to kidnap you. But we will also brutally murder you and post the video on hotset.com.
This is gonna end up on 4chan weapons.
We are terrorists, and we are not to be taken lightly. We will make a deal for your life. We offer you freedom if you do a second season of your show.
Oh, come on now. It's not that I don't want to do a second season. It's just that I don't have anything to talk about.
Do you like that idea?
It's not that I don't like the idea. It's that I feel rather underprepared for it. And these episodes, they take quite a bit of time to produce. I mean, there's a whole studio production behind it, you know, but...
Make season 2 of the Bryan Kay Show.
I'll think about it.
Perhaps a bullet through your neck will change your mind.
On second thought, yes.
He is weak bitch and we should gang up on him like a gang of niggers and stomp him to death.
You power disgust me.
Oh, come on. We're not that bad. I mean, at least not all of us.
If you fellas, we will rape your corpse.
You're gonna be getting AIDS then, my
I
friend.
am tired of seeing his chaos face.
I've seen his comments. I've seen him. He is disgusting. He is a horrible person who is ruining everything.
Let us down, and we will burn you alive.
Oh.
Do the show or else.
Holy fuck, the Taliban is really pissed at me. And I'm pretty sure those threats are credible and present. Well, I don't know what this episode is going to be, but fuck it, let's do it live. Oh, thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Good to be back. Good to be back. Man, it's been a while. I did not realize how popular this show was outside of South Africa, but there's been a fair number of you that have brought it up to me over the months there in the comments section. Red Foreman, I'm looking at you. Oh, I'm kidding. But anyway, for tonight's episode, we've got some people lined up, some clips lined up. You know the routine by this point. And for tonight's subject, we're going to be talking about transgenders, because I've been seeing a lot of hate lately towards this group that is a minority group, and they deserve the recognition that they've earned over the years by basically mutilating their bodies. But we've got a few clips of some transgenders from around the Boyd and whatnot. And I'm sure that you'll love all of the excitement that we have now that we're beginning Season 2. So go ahead and get yourself a joint rolled, kick back and relax, and let's begin. Alright, we'll be back after this break.
It's the most lethal G.I. Joe team yet! Capcom Street Fighter 2! No way! Wait! There's Guile, Ryu, Zangief, Blanca, and Dalsim! What's a Dalsim? Oh, some with real ninja moves! Hey!
But Cobra's got Street Fighters too!
Vega, Sagat, Balrog!
And me, El Bison!
They look unbeatable! God! You know them, you love them! So correcto! Capcom Street Fighter 2 figures each sold separately. Oh, I like them!
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the rain, walk on with hope in your heart, and you never walk
Oh, okay. Really good to be back, folks. I can't state this enough. It has been too long since one of these episodes has dropped, and there's been a couple of different reasons. I won't get into it. A lot of technical stuff. Let's just say Windows 11 and Focusrite audio equipment. What I ended up having to do was a complete wipe of my new rig I built. And that's a whole other story. But anyway, okay, so Season 2, the subject of trannies. Now, a lot of you might feel like that trannies are kind of being shoved down your throat, Not like Andrew S. has cock shoved down his throat for a piece of crack or something to hit off a crack pipe. But, I mean shoved down your throat by that they're doing all these chocolate bars, and they're in movies now. I just seen that latest Harry Potter game. It has a tranny in it. Is it okay to say tranny still? I don't know. But anyway, for this first clip that we'll play, it's of a YouTuber named Torsha Teeling. And much like Andrew S., she seems to be on the meth pipe. I don't think Andrew does meth, mainly just crack, but still, she's on meth, amphetamine. And she decided to do a little bit of hotel repairs. Let's see just exactly what kind of repairs she's doing. Oh my god.
This is total bullshit. I'm so sick of this shit. So fucking sick of it. So sick of it. So sick
What
of
a
it.
fairy man.
Fix it. Fuck back in here with the door. Fuck with the door. Down there. Fucking pieces of shit. Fuck you.
Kids, don't do drugs.
There he goes, kids. I got you. Coming up our door. It fucking work. Piece of shit.
I can't imagine the horrors that poor dog sees.
Oh, cookie.
She's got a dog after all.
That's what we're doing this shit today. These people, little pricks. Let me say that was getting stuck. It's not. They're doing some with the fucking lock. This place is crazy. I'm just saying there's something wrong with the door.
What's wrong with the door?
Oh, look at the shit.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, that's right. All there's those tiny little people inside the
It's
wall.
all jammed up with rocks.
Oh, it's jammed up with rocks.
It's getting open.
Maybe Andrew is smoking.
Just said in the
for
video.
you.
I'm seeing the video. Something. Open the door. It's somebody. What's her? Fix his door. Fixing the door. Fixing the door. Fixing the door. Fixing the door. We're fixing the door.
This person should be in a mental hospital.
And it goes up in the wall. You suck about a fucking way. This is fucking crazy.
What the hell does this drug make you do? Like, do you
It's all in the jam.
What do you expect your walls to be? Just solid? Completely solid and
All in the
homogeneous?
jam. Why is this all fall apart? Why? Is the hotel just falling apart?
I think that'd be your life, Tosha. Your life
What's
falling
going on?
apart.
Just falling apart like this?
Yep, just falling apart.
Does that make sense? Makes perfect sense. The roof was falling off apart. And then fixed it. So my door will not shut. Got a shut. Oh. That's a good one right there. Part of it. And that could be part of the rock problem.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. I'm sorry, but that's pretty weird. I'm gonna say, if you are in an area that this person's living, do what you can to protect yourself. I don't care if it's a brick, if it is a spear, if it's a slingshot, it doesn't matter. Protect yourself from this person, because based on their erratic and delusional behavior, there's no doubt that this is going to eventually end with some kind of a grainy video, probably similar to what the Taliban's going to take when they cut me head off. Am I right? Yeah, well, I'm only kidding. But for coming up after the break, we are going to have an interview, hopefully, if I can secure it in time, that is, with none other than Marie-Michelle Delaney. She's someone who is, by her own words, she's not transgender, but she considers herself a hermaphrodite. More on that later. But anyway, stay tuned for the interview coming up after a short message from our sponsor.
Game rated T for teens.
Yeah, I'm here for my license.
Get behind that yellow line.
Yeah, I know. License, please.
You better get out of my face. Then I gotta get your punk license
Yeah,
back.
I
Look what I
know.
got on you. You drive through the mall, the subway, city park. You like a dirty.
That was some big air.
What's your problem?
Hey, that's what I get paid for. I made some serious cake that day.
Crazy Taxi on Sega Dreamcast. It's thinking. For transgender people, a secure payment doesn't mean protecting yourself from someone buying sneakers with your card. No, if you're transgender, a secure payment means paying for something without being judged, questioned, disrespected, humiliated, harassed, even assaulted, simply because the name on your card doesn't match how you identify. This is about more than just keeping a card safe. It's about keeping us safe. True Name by MasterCard, the first card that allows you to display your chosen name, because that's who you truly are.
Okay, welcome back, folks. Well, we have actually secured that interview with Marie-Michelle Delaney, and not only that, but we're going to have guest appearances by none other than Skynet and Ed Michno as well. So let's put your hands together, give them a warm welcome to Skynet, Ed Michno, and Marie-Michelle Delaney. So you don't have any opinions on transgenderism? And the movement behind it, like what, if you think it's good, do you think it's bad? And what are your thoughts on hormone replacement therapy?
Hormone replacement therapy, you're asking me or Ed?
Oh, I'm asking you, Michelle.
Well, let's see what Ed says first. I don't think he knows what HRT is, but maybe he does.
Michelle, you know what? Honestly, I don't understand. I really do not understand why someone which is born a boy, you know, you're brought up a boy like you were brought up a boy. You see, and it's just this is the way I think like about this. Like, I can't, I probably never will understand why someone will want to change sexes. Why would they want to be not want to be a, you know, not want to be a woman if they're a woman, or not want to be a man if they were a man? I still don't understand the reasoning behind that. I think I never will, but because I can't even comprehend why. I was born the way I am, and I was a man. That's it, you know. And I don't understand. I just can't understand why someone is not happy as a man or a woman, unless there's other extenuating circumstances behind that.
I think it's different for everybody.
Okay, Michelle, well, what's your reason then? I'm not...
Because for I didn't feel like a man inside, and medically I'm not a man inside.
Why didn't you feel like your parents brought you up, and I'm not...
I felt like I was an actress playing a role, and that was what I felt like. But then medically it was later determined that I was not masculine at all inside.
So when you say that, Michelle, what when you say that you went masculine inside, what do you mean by that? Like hormonally, or?
What I mean is I didn't understand boys. I didn't understand the way they thought, they did things. It was just confusing to me. I didn't feel like one. I didn't look like one. I sure the hell didn't sound like one. Absolutely true. I got teased in high school because I had boobs. I was looked at weird. They said, well, they couldn't tell if it was boy or girl in school, and they still can't tell sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, kids in school, they're gonna be mean. I mean, that's something that, I mean, that really developed you from self-identifying.
Confused. Like one teacher said to me, he thought I was a girl student. I was like,
Michelle, I seen pictures of you when you were younger.
Yeah, you saw pictures of me in high school.
You did not look like a woman at all. You were brought up.
You didn't see me in
I'm just saying the way it is. I mean, I'm not making up here, folks, because I'm not going to say nothing false. But I saw the pictures. I talked to your parents. They said that her mother even said to me, I know what I gave birth to. Michelle is a male, not a female. And I don't think she could ever understand, or your father could understand, and I don't either.
Well, my father and I talked to him when he was on the other side.
I don't understand.
Even when he was alive, I talked to him about it.
Yeah,
he sort of understands now. He gets it, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to judge anymore. He's just like,
there any part of you that
this is, you know, it's just.
But anyway, the point is that okay. I just can't. I really still even can't comprehend the whole thing with anybody, not just Michelle. Anybody, you know. I did see pictures of Michelle when she was younger. She was brought up. Michael, her parents told me I brought him up, Michael, and this is really. I don't think her parents even understood it. I don't understand it. I probably never will. Not knocking her for it. Never would. I just don't understand that it's not just her, anybody, that mentality that would cause someone not to want to be the gender that they wanted to change genders. That's not just her. A lot of people did that. I don't
like it when people do that and then they like tell you that they're one thing when they're really not that thing, and then they like lie to you. Like, I don't like being lied to. You know? Sure, it's not my business, you know, what your sexuality is, but don't lie to me about it.
Yeah. Michelle, is there any part of you that has is still a masculine side?
It's like, no, there's not a part of me that feels like there's a masculine side. Never really had that.
I mean, what do you define that as?
Theoretically speaking, everybody's got parts of the yin and yang. It doesn't matter between your legs or anything. Okay, I'll go with that. Considering the fact that I'm more of a masculine spirit anyway. Michelle's the feminine one. So, that brings up an interesting idea in its own right. Yeah. Oh well. I'm not gonna worry about it. It doesn't matter to me now. It's been years ago.
Michelle, do you think that Lumi could perhaps be the manifestation?
What about when people do it to their 7-year-old kids?
Oh, yes. Yes. What about when people do it to the 7-year-olds?
That is something now our school systems are encouraging children to transition from one to the other. And sometimes parents do it too.
What do you think would have been good for
I really wanted a girl and I ended up with a boy, and I don't want the boy, I want the girl.
Right, Michelle, what do you think they should have done for you? Do you think your parents did the right thing, or do you think your parents should have been encouraging you to transition?
Oh, I think looking at my childhood and what I've experienced, I would say I don't think we did too bad. I certainly got to understand a little bit about the boy world. My parents couldn't afford to do anything to fix it, change it, alter it. But
So, I mean, again, though, do you think that was the best decision, or do you think they should have encouraged you to do the transition? Would you have liked it better if they encouraged you?
well, back then we didn't have transitioning in this like it is now. I mean, it was not the management standards of treatment did not encourage it to be done to children. So
Back
it would
in the
be
80s, they didn't have transgenderism?
Thought they called them trannies back then.
Right.
yeah.
So they had trannies in the
back
80s.
then. But then it was later determined that I have a medical condition that puts me in the class of pseudo intersex, which chemically. So, saved me a lot.
So you gotta give me a warning there.
I didn't know what it was as a kid, so I did the traditional RLT.
What's RLT?
Medical documentation certainly didn't hurt in the end.
What is RLT though? What does that mean?
Any part of Ed does any part of Ed feel female? I'll let Ed answer that question because that's about him. Is there any part of you, Ed, that feels feminine or female?
No, not at all. Not at all. I like being a man. I'm happy I was born a man, and I would never want to be a female.
But Ed, I thought you said you were bisexual.
Well, when I was younger...
That's dating, though. That's not what he feels inside.
That's different, though. That's...
sexual preference.
Yeah. But I'm not like that anymore, but I used to be when I was younger. I think more I was experimenting or something, but... You know, like right now, I want a woman. Plain and simple, regular. Actually, I would take a woman that was... I would take a woman that was, that had a male part downstairs, too. Because I did have a girlfriend in Florida that liked me, and she was, I don't know if she's transgender or what she was. She looked just like a female, but she had a male part downstairs, because everybody told me. But,
oh, you didn't see it yourself?
Okay.
I didn't have to. She grabbed my, grabbed my hand. Well, she said she didn't. She grabbed my hand and put it on her. She denied, saying I was just a female. I don't know.
That's fucked up. I mean, why couldn't that person tell you?
Yeah, outright. That's kind
of doing that. That's fucked
It's really
up.
messed up.
And then you can't like hit him in the face because that's a hate crime.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Even
you
though
still
they just,
can.
like-
You'll just get in trouble.
Right. But I mean, they molested you basically. So.
I don't care, honestly. I mean, I'm no Andrew S., but come on.
This is still very interesting, though, what he's saying about how the apartheid states became to be. It just shows a lot of interesting things.
Oh, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But
Yeah,
Michelle,
yeah.
do you think that you were always a female? Is my understanding behind this?
What's that now?
I say you feel as though that you were always female.
Yeah, I always felt I was female. I didn't feel comfortable, and like I didn't understand why my body was built the way it was, what it did.
But you still think that like kids should not be forced into or should be forced into being their at birth sex. You still think that though?
I personally believe that people should be as they really feel inside, and they shouldn't be bullied to believe otherwise.
But that's what I feel
think
like happened to you, though, from what you've told me. Is like you allowed these people to kind of mentally abuse you to the point that you did this as a coping mechanism almost.
No. It was just something that I grew up with. I grew up with an alcoholic father in a household where basically 1976 he quit drinking, and I was about 8 years old. 8 8 years old, and then of course, then he was like, oh, now I gotta figure out who my kids are, because for all these years I've been sitting my life in the bar. I think that was kind of interesting, but I think the alcoholism in the household didn't help anything. Led to a lot of confusion.
Wow, I bet it led to a lot of confusion, and I'm quite confused too. This whole thing is really getting far from the point that I was trying to reach. So, anyway, after the break, when we return, we have one final clip of the evening before we are concluding episode 1. So we'll be back after a short message from our sponsors.
Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you.
Something's gone wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo. Introducing Super Smash Bros., where all your favorite characters go toe-to-toe in one 4-player star-studded slam fest, only on Nintendo 64.
My name is Faye Johnstone. I'm the Executive Director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world where everyone is able to live in public space as their honest and authentic selves. See the woman changing how we see the future at Hershey's Canada.
All right, and we are back. Well, now I have a clip that I'd like to play, and I really feel like this is something that kind of shocked me recently because, you know, there's a lot of characters out here on the boy that are quite similar to the person that I feel like kind of started the whole idea of the locale phenomenon of none other than Christian Weston Chandler. And it seems that Christian recently has been doing a bit of growth and realizes a lot of his delusions. And I think this is something that many of the people that we cover on this show could benefit from. So without further ado, let's check that clip out.
All right, y'all know who I am. I'm Christine Weston Chandler. No Sonichu, no CPU, no Blue Heart. Anyway, I am recording this video to tell everyone, my followers, that my mind has gone to mush. There's been so much that has been happening these past 2 months or so that has got me questioning who me really is. And I've come to the conclusion that I've been living a big fat lie. I've been lying to y'all, unbeknownst to myself, but most importantly, I've been lying to myself. All this talk of the dimension merge and training to be a CPU goddess just poof, vanished from my mind. I think I was just believing Magi-chan was in my body as a way to push away all the responsibilities that I have at home. The dimension merge was all a ploy, a scheme to convince myself that there was salvation on the horizon, that there was a chance, a sliver of hope, that the all-powerful OCs that I loved could come rescue me from my despair. But I realize now that that's not right. It's not right for me to hope that all my problems will disappear. So I must take responsibility in my actions, in my deeds, and be held accountable. No more escaping. I can't escape from my life as much as I would like to sometimes. That's a fan going click, 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 click. The air conditioner just died out, so I had to take that as a sign that this house needs a lot of maintenance. My mother needs all the help she can get. I'm not going to lie and tell you it's going to be easy, because it's not. I know it's not. The trolls of the past sure threw a wrench in the works of my life that will take a mightily long time to get. To get that out of there, one of the first things to be addressed is the debts on the house. They need to be paid, so more money needs to come into the house. And it wouldn't be fair of me to keep begging my quote-unquote fans for donations. That's not right for me to do, and I'm genuinely sorry. I've been duped by bad actors for so much of my adult life, and I failed to notice the reality right in front of my eyes. I became a bad person too. I've hurt people, and I need to address that too. There's lots of stuff that I need to take care of, and one of which is getting out there and finding myself a job. It's not going to be anything glamorous, but it'll be good, honest work. It'll fulfill my life in ways that Sonichu and Rosechu and all the others could never. What's more, I'll be selling all my toys and games and all that. My eBay account is restricted, so I don't know how I'll be able to do that, but I know I gotta find a way somehow. There's so many things to address, but I will get to them all in due time. But yeah, anyway, my new life goals are to leave my childishness and my online infamy behind me. Everything Quick or Chris Chan or Sonichu, they'll all be relegated to the annals of internet history. And I want to leave that world behind me. I'm sure y'all can respect that, so please don't troll me anymore. Hope as many of you will obey this reasonable request from me. Y'all tell me to get a job, to get better, to stop believing in these delusions. You got your wish. You got what you asked for, so please, no more trolling, no more harassment. I'm taking life back into my hands, my own hands. This person right here is in control from now on. Excuse me, I'm still a little frazzle-brained. It's just because I had the sudden realization that I only got one shot at making the most of my life. One and only. So it's a big deal when you realize that I've spent the best years of my life getting misguided and manipulated. And in my crazy state, I felt that my escape to fantasy would go on and on and on, but unfortunately, that's not the case. It's absolutely breaking my mind to think that the merge is not going to happen. So many new things in my mind, so please pardon me if I seem a little bit erratic, but the best way to move on from the life me and y'all know is for me to completely abandon it. I promise this video will be my last. Chris Chan is no more. It's just Christine from here on out. Once again, I'm sorry for all the bad things I've done, but a whole lot of y'all also gotta say you're sorries for taking advantage of someone who couldn't defend themselves. Hell, I could barely even think for myself. But what's done is done. I've dragged this out long enough. Goodbye.
Wow, I can't believe that he finally came to the conclusion that a lot of his delusions were nothing more than just that. Well, as we end this episode, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been with us along the way for so many years and who have stuck it out. I know there's been a lot of downtime since the last season to this season, but that's just because of the fucking Taliban had me. Oh, come on. So anyway, I want to say thank you to the people on the show who have made this all possible. Thank you to my guests, Garnett, Marie Michelle Delaney, Ed Michno. Thank you to Torsha Teeling. We couldn't have done it without you. Andrew S., you're out there doing God knows what, but thank you. And without further thanks, let me say thank you to all the viewers out there that make this show possible. God bless.